Hey guys, let's start with new chapter of Loyalpin Volume 2, Chapter 53, Beloved Niece. 5 years later. Auntie Pin, the chattering voice of Lady Alen Savarit, the eldest daughter of Prince Anantavut, drew a sweet smile from Pelantita easily. She was busy braiding Lady Alen's hair, who was swinging her legs back and forth in a pose that was ready to run and play with Peeprick at any time, bending down to answer with gentle, sweet voice on the little girl's smooth, round cheeks. Yes? Will it be long time until you finish braiding my hair? The girl turned around and made a messy face, completely bored. Lady Pelantita saw this and couldn't help but laugh softly. Just a moment more, Alen. Just be patient and sit still. It wouldn't take more than a moment for me to finish. Pelantita said as she diligently bent down to braid the little lady's small, black hair, thinking back to 5 years ago, after Auntie Ped allowed her to stay and look after Princess Anil at the Pine Palace on a semi permanent basis. For a short while, Saptarat Palace had good news from Lady Parvati that she was 3 months pregnant. Everyone was thrilled, especially the king and Prince Anantavad, even though their expectations contradicted each other. As the king had a wish for his first grandchild to be a male, to maintain the Savtarit family, the grand prince wished to have a daughter modeled after his favorite younger sister, Princess Anil, to the point that he named her Alen Lada. Ultimately, the Grand Prince's fervent wish came true when Lady Parvati gave birth to her first daughter, who had a face resembling her aunt Anil, as if made up by the same god. Anil Lada grew up well surrounded by the love of everyone in the Savtarat palace. The girl has a cheerful personality, is talkative and intelligent. Grandfather and grandmother both loved and were fascinated by the fact that Lady Ellen resembled their favorite daughter, so much so that it was as if they had gotten Princess Anil when she was a child in return. It was even more strange that the little lady was more attached to Aunt Anil than her mother. The 5-year-old girl often spent the afternoon huddled up at the Pine Palace with Aunt Pin and Peeprick to pass the time while waiting for her aunt to return from her teaching job at the university every day. See, it's neat in a short time, Lady Pelantita said as she got up from the sofa and knelt before Alenlada. The young woman picked up her handkerchief and wiped up the little beads of sweat and then appeared on the little lady's forehead and cheeks with great care. It might be because of the habit of loving children, according to children's literature translator, or maybe it was because the young lady's small face looked similar to the noblewoman known her lover. Starting from the dark oval eyes, then sparkled like stars to the small nose that had a prominent, beautiful ridge. Her lips have a light color, or even a deep dimple on the side of her cheek that is only different from her aunt's position when Princess Anil had dimples visible on both sides of her cheeks. In contrast, Lady Anilada only has one on her right cheek. If we have a daughter, one will probably look like me, the other will look like you. Princess Anil's recent words, non specifically, were deeply ingrained in Velantita's mind. Such word could not come true. Still, the young woman couldn't help, nevertheless, imagining that if Lady Alinlada was the eldest daughter of Princess Anil, how much she could be happy. Thank you, Auntie Pin. Lady Ellen spoke and smiled while tilting her neck slightly in such an adorable gesture that Pelantita's heart quickly melted like a wax on fire. What do you want to do from now on? Running with Peeprick or go to make dumplings with me? Pelantita touched the soft, clear cheek of the girl in front of her, who now smiling so widely, deep dimple on the side of her cheek. I want to go to climb trees with Peeprick, Auntie, said the little lady, pointing at the large Indian crook tree that stood tall in the garden of the Pine Palace. Last time, Peeprick took me to climb to this branch and that branch. It was amusing. Hmm. Pelantita glanced her eyes and looked towards Prick, who at this time was pretending to look up at the bird, looking at the sky, pretending not to know anything like that. You can't climb trees. You're still a little girl. But Alen Lada pouted her little face, looking very adorable. But Pelantita wouldn't give up to the little lady in front of her. I only allow you to run around and play, no tree climbing. I'll go to make some snacks for you to eat. Please remember that. Okay, okay. Alan must run slowly and at steady pace. Keep looking left and right carefully. Be careful of falling and don't let Peeprick have to chase until she's tired. Is that right, Auntie Pin? Lady Ellen Lada spoke Auntie Pin's words that she had memorized by heart, while pointing her finger back and forth in a gesture copied from every action of her auntie. Pelantita told this to the little lady every time she had to play with Peeprick alone, far from her. Don't make fun of me. Pelantita smiled widely before kissing Lady Ellen's sweet cheek with a look between annoyance and affection. Prick, take good care of her. I am going to make some snacks at the Bua Palace for a moment and will come back. Yes, Lady Pen. Prick answered Lady Pelantita's words with a cheerful face because she had just had a chance to talk after sitting with her legs folded back to one side for more than 10 minutes. Don't take Lady Ellen to play mischievously. She's still petite. If she bleeds, what can I explain to the Grand Prince? I know about this, Lady Pen. If you know, do it too. Lady Pelantita's clear brown eyes seemed to turn when she saw Prick's bored expression, covering her mouth and yawning. I will also make dumplings for you. You can eat them until you are full. Lady Pin's very brilliant. Hearing this, Prick immediately bent down and prostrated out of deep gratitude to Lady Pelantita. Huh! Lady Pelantita just laughed and shook her shoulder, knowing fully well that the praise that Prick gave her was because of all Prick's life had taken food as her priority. Prick looked at Pelantita's delicate back until she was sure that the young woman had disappeared into the kitchen of the Bua Palace. So she dared to turn around and whisper to her new favorite little overlord, My lady, if you want to have fun next time, you must not tell your aunt. Prick said as she raised her index finger and pressed it to her enormous thick lips. When Auntie knew she didn't allow you to play, did you notice that? Well, I enjoyed it, so I want to tell Auntie Pin about it. The young overlord's dark, sparkling eyes made Prick smile affectionately, unable to resist. So, what do you want to play today? Shall we run and catch? No, I'm bored of chasing. The young overlord made a bored face. Shall we steal snacks from the kitchen? Prick immediately rolled her eyes when Lady Alin Lada's answer was similar to her overlord's. It was as if they were incarnations of each other. Lady, why would you steal snacks when Auntie Pin has already gone into the kitchen to make snacks for you? It's not the same. The little lady flashed a sly smile similar to the one Prick had grown accustomed to seeing all her life. It's more delicious to steal maypan and eat it. That's not good, lady. Prick began to understand the feelings of Plai and Nong Yong, her biological parents, about how much suffering it was to have a daughter with the habit of stealing and eating. If Lady Ellen stole, I will tell Auntie Pen. All right, I won't eat, Prick. Please don't tell Auntie Pen. The girl pouted in displeasure. Meanwhile, Prick smiled slyly. She knew more than anything that the lady was not afraid of anyone, whether her grandfather, grandmother, father, mother, or aunts and uncles, because the only person Lady Ellen was afraid of was Auntie Pin. I don't want to see Auntie Pin make a fierce face. The girl had given the reason to Auntie Anil. Ellen is afraid that Auntie Pin won't love me. Perhaps because among the people Alan Lada was close to, only Pelantita was not blood related to her. The intelligent girl thought to the point that if someone could quickly stop loving her, it would only be her favorite, Auntie Pin. Okay, let's play Mo Khao Mo Kang, Lady Ellen. Do you want to be a customer or a seller today? Prick glanced at a small set of clay pots hidden in the corner of the balcony and hurriedly offered a play that Lady Pelantita wouldn't be able to criticize her for a while easily. Lady Alinlada's eyes lit up as if she thought of something fun. Today I want to be a seller. Seeing those bright, cheerful eyes, Prick felt goosebumps in a way she couldn't tell. I want to make mud cakes for you to eat, Anil said, widely smiling, while Prick smiled dryly, knowing her fate in advance. Because whenever the lady says she wants to make desserts at that time, Prick's body naturally stained with the mud that the little lady had tried to pretend to feed almost to her mouth to look as realistic as possible. I think today we would rather play like finding flowers and leaves to decorate the plate to make it beautiful. So when Auntie returns, you can show off to her. All right, Alan wants to show off to Auntie. Prick sighed in relief that the girl had changed her mind. Whenever she mentions her favorite auntie, Lady Alenlada will immediately become an obedient child. So Prick hurriedly seized the opportunity to take Alenlada's little chubby hand and walk across to the garden of the Bua Palace to pluck a branch of a red needle flower. Many more pale pink flowers that fell on the ground, stopped by the marigold and globe Amarnath before plucking a handful, that they all came to sit still on the balcony of the Pine Palace and begin the game that Prick had memorized by heart. I'm starving now. Can you please hurry up a little? Prick raised her voice high, calling for attention while using her hand to rub and scratch her bulging belly according to her role. Wait a moment, ma'am. Three vegetable stir fries are almost finished, the little seller responded with a cajoling gesture. Her two little hands were busy taking the marigold flowers out of the pot and putting them in another pot before switching places with the globe amarnath flowers. Use a small spatula to playfully mix the pollen with the flowers before moving it to a small pot. It's more challenging to look at. It took a long time to pour it into a clay plate. Here, is this look appetizing? Lady Alenlada smiled widely before handing over the plate. Three vegetable stir fries consisting of a red needle flower, yellow marigold pollen, and dark purple globe amnath flowers mixed, which looks very distasteful for Prick. But the young woman pretended to take the plate and pretended to use her fingers to eat and pretended to chew and wiggle deliciously. Eat properly. Loudly eating is ungraceful, Lady Ellen said as she pointed her finger, imitating Grandma Elisa's every gesture. Yes, my lady. Prick accidentally slightly rolled her eyes. The customer hasn't paid yet. Anilada held out her plump, cute hand in front of Prick's face before wagging the fingertips according to the standard of the gesture of asking for money. One bath in total? I don't have any. Can it be just a quarter of one bath? Prick raised her knees before raising her eyebrows smirky. All right, I'll give you a discount. Alinda smiled widely. Why is it so easy to give in? Prick's merit indeed. Prick could only think in her heart, but that falling sentence almost made Prick drop her plate of imaginary food. Where's the money? Only accepts real money, not imaginary money. Oh my god, the little lady is so brilliant. Prick could only exclaim in her heart. How to find the overlord robs the servant. More importantly, the overlord isn't even 5 years old yet. The snacks are here. Is Lady Ellen hungry? Fortunately, when Prick was asked for money, Lady Pelantita has arrived with thin dough dumplings full of filling. Lady Ellen's favorite snack. What a relief! Brick sighed in relief because not only a quarter of one bath, but she also didn't even bring any money. Why should she carry money since she had lived comfortably in the palace for eternity 25 years of life? Thank you, Auntie Pin. The sly and vicious girl suddenly changed into an obedient child in front of Auntie Pin. I prepared a small plate and fork, Pilantita said, picking up three pieces of dumplings, placing them on a plate to share before giving it to Alan Lada with a gesture filled with love and affection. Lady Ellen will be able to learn to eat by yourself? Yes, Auntie. Alan Lada smiled so widely that she had deep dimple on her round cheek. Pilantita saw this and easily smiled. The young woman raised her hand and caressed the little lady's dark hair affectionately as Prick swallowed her saliva down her throat continuously until Lady Pilantita glanced and looked. Prick almost choked with her saliva to death. Oh, this is your plate? Pilantita reluctantly pushed the large plate over to Prick. It was as if she was paying tribute to the gangster controlling the ally. Eat until you are full. If you're not, I don't know what to say. Thank you, Lady Pin. Brick's eyes lit up as she saw that her dumplings were almost twice the size of Lady Alinlada's. Brick will eat it all at once. What are you having? Princess Anil's sweet voice attracted everyone's attention to turn and look at her. That's it for this chapter, guys, and I'll continue with the second part of this chapter. And thanks for all the love and support from you guys. It really means a lot. Thank you so much.